Hello there, and welcome to Story Time. Are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin. Today's story is called The Great Family Day Out, a story for Ella, Indy, Ada, and Frank. Chapter 1: The Big Surprise. It was a bright and sparkly Saturday morning, and something exciting was happening. Grandad and Nanny Kim had sent a very special message to the whole family. Pack your sun hats and your smiles. Today we are all going on a great family day out. At Nancy and Aaron's house, 3-year-old Ella jumped up and down on her bed so hard that her teddy bounced right off the pillow. "A day out! A day out!" she sang. Her little sister Indy, who was only 4 months old but could already walk and talk, which everyone agreed was quite remarkable, toddled into the room wearing one sock and a very serious expression. "I heard there will be snacks," said Indy. "I am not going anywhere without snacks." Meanwhile, at Emma and Chris's house, 4-year-old Ada was already dressed and standing by the front door with her backpack on. "Hurry up, everyone," she called. "Adventures don't wait." Her baby brother Frank marched down the hallway on his tiny 4-month-old legs, dragging a bucket and spade behind him. "If there is sand," Frank announced, "I shall dig the biggest hole the world has ever seen." "That's the spirit, Frank," said Chris, trying not to laugh. Chapter 2: All Aboard. Everyone met at Grandad and Nanny Kim's house, where Grandad was loading a picnic basket so enormous it needed its own seatbelt. "Grandad," asked Ella, peering inside, "is that basket bigger than me?" "Almost, Ella Rose," chuckled Grandad. Nanny Kim made sausage rolls, jam sandwiches, fairy cakes, and a whole tub of strawberries. "Strawberries!" gasped Indy, clapping her little hands. "This is the best day of my entire life, all 4 months of it." Nanny Kim counted heads as everyone climbed aboard. Nancy, Aaron, Emma, Chris, Ella, Ada, Indy, Frank, and one Grandad. That's everybody. Off we go to the seaside. "The seaside!" shouted all 4 children at once, so loudly that a bird outside fell off its branch in surprise. Chapter 3: Sand Between the Toes. The beach was golden and glittering, and the sea went whoosh, whoosh, whoosh against the shore. Ada and Ella raced each other down to the sand, giggling all the way. Frank waddled after them with his bucket and spade held high, like a knight going into battle. "Right," said Frank, rolling up his tiny sleeves. "Digging time." And dig he did. Frank dug and dug and dug until the hole was so deep that only the top of his head could be seen. "I told you," came his muffled voice from inside. "Biggest hole ever." "Frank, you clever boy," said Emma, lifting him out and dusting the sand from his hair. Ella and Ada built a sandcastle with 4 towers, one for each of the children, while Indy decorated it with the prettiest shells she could find. "This tower is mine," said Indy, patting it gently. "It is the smallest one, but it has the most shells, so really it is the fanciest." Nancy and Aaron helped dig a moat, and when the sea swooshed in and filled it with water, everyone cheered. Chapter 4. The Splashing Contest. "Who wants to paddle?" called Grandad, rolling up his trousers to his knees. "Me!" shouted everyone, even Nanny Kim, who kicked off her sandals faster than anyone. They all held hands in a long line. Grandad, Nanny Kim, Nancy, Aaron, Emma, Chris, Ada, Ella, Indy and Frank, and jumped over the little waves together. Splash, splish, splosh. Then Frank had an idea. Frank was small, but his splashes were mighty. He stomped his little foot in a rock pool and sploosh, soaked Grandad from head to toe. There was a moment of silence. Everyone held their breath. Then Grandad threw back his head and laughed the biggest laugh you have ever heard. "Right, Frankie boy," he said, shaking the water from his hair. "This means war." And so began the greatest splashing contest in the history of the seaside. In the end, everybody was soggy, everybody was giggling, and Nanny Kim declared it a tie between Frank and Grandad, because they are both as silly as each other. "Well splashed, Frankie boy," said Grandad proudly, shaking Frank's tiny hand. "Well splashed indeed." Chapter 5. The Picnic and the Seagull. After all that splashing, tummies began to rumble. Nanny Kim spread out a big stripy blanket, and Grandad opened the enormous picnic basket. "Strawberries first," said Indy firmly, "in case of emergencies." Everyone was munching happily when a cheeky seagull landed right next to the sausage rolls. It looked at the food, then it looked at the family, then it looked back at the food. "Oh, no, you don't," said Ada, standing up and putting her hands on her hips, just like her mummy Emma does. "These are family sausage rolls." The seagull tilted its head. "But," said Ella kindly, "you may have one small crust, because caring is sharing." She tossed a crust of bread, and the seagull caught it in mid-air, gave a happy squawk that sounded almost like "thank you," and flew away over the waves. "Well defended, Ada Rose," laughed Grandad. "And well shared, Ella Rose. The sausage rolls are safe." "Well," said Indy through a mouthful of strawberry, "that was the politest seagull I have ever met. Mind you, I am only 4 months old." Chapter 6. Ice Cream and Sleepyheads. As the afternoon sun turned golden, Grandad had one last surprise. "Ice creams! My treat!" Ella chose strawberry. Ada chose chocolate. Indy chose vanilla with rainbow sprinkles, because sprinkles make everything better. And Frank chose the biggest cone they had, which was nearly as big as Frank himself. They sat on the sea wall in a row, swinging their legs and licking their ice creams, watching the boats bob on the water. "Grandad," said Ella sleepily, leaning against his arm, "this was the best day ever." "It really was, Ella Rose," said Grandad softly, giving her a squeeze. "It really was." "The best day ever, yawned Ada, leaning against Nanny Kim. "Sweet dreams, Ada Rose," whispered Grandad. "The sandcastle was the best bit," murmured Indy. "No, the hole was the best bit," mumbled Frank, with ice cream on his nose. On the way home, all 4 children fell fast asleep. Ella and Ada snuggled together, and Indy and Frank curled up like 2 2 little kittens still holding their buckets and spades. Nanny Kim smiled at Grandad. "Same again next Saturday," she whispered. Grandad grinned. "I'll pack a bigger basket." And as the sun set over the sea behind them, the whole family agreed, quietly so as not to wake the little ones, that there was nothing in the whole wide world better than a great family day out. The end. Thank you for listening, and see you next time for another story.